How well does this role align with you? Hi, beautiful soul. Thank you for joining me, Mystic Miya, here on Mostly in the Moment for this week's Pick a Card reading. We're looking at how well this role, job, or work that you're currently in or thinking about next is aligned with you. We look at if it's aligned with you at all, how much, how little, what happens if you stay or take this role or don't. So we have these piles here. It's a timeless reading, so it should resonate no matter when you come across it. Timestamps are below. I am just kind of, I just had an extremely spiritual and deep experience while I was setting up for this reading. I knew how meticulous Spirit had me set up for this reading, that this was going to be an already powerful reading that I was guided to channel, but then right before recording this, I was pushed to the limit. Like, I do transcendental meditation, but this was pushing my body and energetic body to its limit. They pushed me, and I saw visions of the capacity for which humanity can reach in the near future in terms of its spiritual connectedness and its physical technology combined. It was mind-blowing. I'm trying to just kind of get grounded to do this reading right now, but yeah, this is going to be one for the books for sure. All right, so I hope you enjoy this reading. Let me know if it resonates, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile one. We're looking at how well is this role aligned with you. We're going to be looking at the energy around you in this role right now to see if this message is for you. And then if it's aligned, what will happen if you take or stay in this role, and what happens if you don't. Apologize, I'm still kind of shaky from that extremely awesome experience, spiritual experience, download, vision I just had, but this is the best time to do the reading for sure. So let's dive right into it. What is the energy around you or the situation right now to see if this message is for you? Bottled up. Okay. So I'm definitely getting this kind of pit in your heart chakra energy, like right in the center of your chest, where you feel like you are about to explode onto the scene. Like there's about to be a massive download or aligned idea or opportunity that's about to come into your life, where you're just going to explode into many colors and many forms into this physical reality with what you're meant to do in this lifetime. It's so very specific to you, and it's so it majorly impresses on this humanity's timeline that it's just like I feel like I'm sensing it, like from your heart chakra, just ready to explode onto the scene. But I'm also getting you don't know what it is. So this energy of like something is happening, something is about to kind of explode onto the scene from your energies, and you don't know what it is, and you just know that it's going to be happening. And then knowledge, yeah, in reverse. You don't know what it is. All you know that is it's supposed to happen. You can feel it in your bones, like this is going to happen in your gut, like this is about to happen. And you know that you will know what to do when the time comes. You will know what to do in this role when it's time. You'll be able to step up, you'll be able to flourish. But you don't know exactly what it is yet. But it's so close, you can almost taste it, you can feel it, and I'm getting this really strong, like something is about to explode from your heart chakra type of energy. Okay, so how aligned is this current or next role, job, or work situation for you now? Queen of Cups in reverse. I do get the sense of, like, with the Queen here, this energy of, you've been kind of following your path, what you meant to be doing. Like, anytime that you had to go against the norm, you had to go against what other people might have been telling you to do, or what seemed kind of logical or reasonable or aligned with the societal norms, like you, whether it aligned with it or not, these, what other people were telling you, what the other systems around you were telling you, you did what you knew was right for you, and you kept following it, even if it didn't make sense, even if it didn't really give you the abundance or the monetary gains that you were looking for, or the notoriety or the success energies. You just kept following what you were meant to do because it was you. This was your life, this was your path, and you just kept putting one foot in front of the other. You just kept doing things that made sense to you, that aligned with you, that made you happy, that sparked some joy, that sparked some creativity, some intuitive insight. It just kind of felt right. Like you stepped into this, whatever, project or day-to-day activity, whatever it is, whether it's routine or something new, something small, something big, you just knew when you stepped into that task, you just exploded with ideas. You got excited about how you can tackle this problem with a solution, or how you can tackle this creative project, or how you can go about this task. It just kind of it exploded in you, these ideas, these thoughts or visions. And so even though it didn't make sense, maybe it was in a lot of different areas of your life, maybe it was kind of like mundane things, practical things, day-to-day routine things that didn't really culminate to something big. Just, it's kind of one of those things, it's like a virtue, like to have some sort of mastery and patience. You don't go out there and work on your specific skill, patience, in terms, like in the same way that you would work on, say, working on, I was gonna say artwork, but that's not really good. Like working on, like learning how to garden, or learning how to play this video game, or learning how to draw, or like something physical, like, where you can like work on it physically every day. When you're working on like something like a virtue, or working on like an emotion, it just takes practice. Like if you're working on being able to handle your emotions, take control of your anger, for example, try not to get into a negative headspace, work on your work on your mental state. Like that sort of stuff takes practice, but it's not something that like you're going to purposely go find situations that make you angry so you can control yourself. It just kind of naturally arises, right? Or you may kind of try to go into new experiences, or if there's like a trigger, you might try to kind of slowly bring yourself around that trigger or that person or that situation or whatever, so you can practice like kind of handling your anger. But it's something that like it's not as easy as something physical to, like if you're working on becoming a better runner, you just run every day, and figure out what works for you, what's your best running style, where do you like to run, like, that kind of stuff. Like you can figure out, because it's like physical, practical things you can see and work on. But when it comes to like emotional or mental, or your beliefs or your virtues, like that stuff is like the things that go unseen, that you don't really get to, it's hard to work on because it just kind of sporadically happens, and you kind of think about it afterwards. It's not something like practical that you can work on every day. I'm getting like, you can work on it every day. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that. Like there's something you've been working on. There's a lot of things that you've been working on that it doesn't make sense. Like it's just like becoming a better person. That's what I'm getting. It's like so general that it's like you're just becoming a better person, a better version of yourself that you want to be. Maybe you want to be smarter. Maybe you want to be able to hold more knowledge. Maybe you want to be able to expand your beliefs and be able to entertain many more theories or ideas. Maybe you want to be more personable, more witty, more funnier, be able to hold different types of conversation, get along with different types of people. Maybe you want to be healthier. Maybe you want to learn more about health in general, not just to be healthier, but to see like what many ways you can be healthy. maybe you want to become better at some sort of art or skills or whatever it is, all these like little things, you know, you want to be able to become more hygienic, you want to be able to clean better or clean your environment better, you know, you want to be able to cook better for yourself, cook better for others, more variety of dishes, be able to kind of be able to put on a lot of different looks, try on different types of outfits, all these like little things that, you know, everyone kind of works on here and there, you know, like maybe you want to have attain like a better knowledge of watches or movies or something like that, like books, or like you kind of these like small acquired skills and knowledge that you kind of gain throughout life. I feel like there's like you intentionally started working on a lot of that, but it didn't really kind of make sense in terms of like working towards a career or goal. I feel like you just want to become a better person, knowing that just working on yourself in general would lead to a better career role in life in general. I don't know. I do feel like there's a sense of like if you become like a better version of yourself, a better person in general overall, that it will somehow lead to a career or role that suits that lifestyle or something. X marks the spot. Yeah. X marks the spot. Okay. Spirit is saying something here. Like there's something like exactly on the nose here. I am getting a sense that this role might have to do with lifestyle. I feel like it's like you being an example. So I do feel like you would be helping people kind of become their authentic version of themselves like you have. It's kind of more of a general role. It's something that covers like everything. That's why you were encouraged to work on everything, even though it might have frustrated you at times that like, why can't I just have this career where I know like I had to take steps 1, 2, and 3, climb the ladder to hit this mark and hit this mark. You know, like kind of like those obvious, like when you're in a career where it's like already, the path has already been kind of set for you, like it's already been done before or in the same kind of manner, like you just follow the footsteps like of many other people before you have, right? In order to gain success. But this is something different. And I do get this like 5D energy. Like I do feel like there are systems changing and you're kind of one of the way showers in that sense. So you're coming about this in a different way. I do feel like in the future, there are going to be still specific careers and jobs and roles, but there's going to be like this new type of work where it's kind of more like all encompassing, where it might be like 3 roles in one, or people can pursue more careers, more like hobbies as careers, you know, like maybe even up to like 5 or 7, and just kind of having a more well-rounded like job or work or career. Wow, interesting. Okay, I'm getting this kind of vision of like you can work in the kitchen and you can also go like work at like Uber, and you can also kind of work in your hand in something like that's like a hobby. It kind of expands people to the point where like it's normal to not have like just one career. Like for a lot of people, like, yeah, if you're specializing something and that's your interest, but I do get the sense of like you're going to be able to like have like hobbies as careers or many different interests, like your strength and weaknesses kind of going like, even when you're working towards yourself as a person to make yourself better, you can still make money off of it. I'm getting like, so you can work on your strengths to kind of heighten your skills and abilities that are natural to you. But even if you have like weaknesses, you can go find a job or something that suits you that you can, while you're working on your weaknesses, you're still making money. Wow. I'm getting it's like normal for people to have like 5 or 7 kind of jobs that they enjoy doing because it helps improve them. It kind of changes things up. I'm hearing it like switches things up where like you don't have to have like a set schedule if you don't want to. See, some people do like that, and some people don't, but I'm getting like more people are going into their more feminine energy, especially at this time. I'm getting it probably might even out later in that kind of era, but like in the beginning, there's going to be a lot of people who take on multiple jobs where you might do a few hours or a handful of hours in this particular job one day, and then several hours, a few hours in this job another day. Maybe it's more of a hobby or a task. I'm getting this kind of image of like there might be someone who kind of handles that kind of career or work or task more daily, and they kind of give out like kind of tasks within that specific job. I'm getting like, for example, if you're like a basket weaver, there might be someone who is like really into that business line of work or really loves basket weaving, and that's like their kind of like that's something that they do more frequently. Maybe that's their one or main career goal or something, and then they hand out like to people, oh, we're going to try this type of basket weaving to get people more into natural fibers, more into kind of self-sustaining type of roles, but also getting back into nature, but also learning the skills that were kind of lost, and then also like these types of art forms, and kind of like teaching people while they kind of like can make products and pay them per like basket or for the time or something like that. But it's not something that you need to do all the time, but it's kind of like this thing of like you don't have one factory where you just kind of like have the same factory worker day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like a class and a business in one. Whoa. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we're going to be looking at what happens if you stay in this role or job or work that you're looking at, and what happens if you don't. So if you stay in this role or take this role, Ace of Clouds, Ace of Swords, new ideas. Okay, so I feel like this role that you're currently in or thinking about going into next, it's going to be where you are able to expand into more of that type of system. So I feel like this is the stepping stone into this new kind of world, this new type of working system that the country that you live in or the world or the neighborhood is going to adapt. So it's like maybe it's not completely here yet, but it's a stepping stone into that. So there is some longevity, and it is where kind of humanity is going next. So I'm getting like Spirit is saying it would suit you if you are ready for that, if you want to do it now, if you want to step into it now. Totally okay if you want to kind of wait and kind of make some more money in the way that you're doing things now. Mars, move forward and defend self. Yeah. I am getting that if this is something new that you're already in or stepping into, like your spirit guides are saying like, go for it, like fight for it. Fight for it with your decisions, choices. If you don't take this position or stay in this position, like this role that has to do with this, because I feel like if you're not in this type of role, Spirit is encouraging you to step into this type of role. And if you're already in it, Spirit is saying like, yeah, continue with it. Oh, 10 of Swords. Yeah. I feel like it's time. And maybe you've been thinking about it for a while, and maybe you've been thinking, like if you're in a 3D role, Spirit is saying it's time, it's not going to suit you to continue in it any longer. And if you are in like a 5D type of role or business already, but it hasn't been kind of showing you profits or success in the way that you want to, Spirit is saying, encouraging you to kind of stick with it. Like you're already in it. Like there's no point in getting out right now. Like now is the time. Like now it's going to show success and move in that direction that you've been waiting. Now that the world is moving into that more 5D energy, this line of work is going to be more beneficial. So if you're in a 3D line of work right now, Spirit is saying like you've been thinking for a while, and this is the time. If you're already in that 5D type of role, but you've been, the energies haven't matched your 5D business or job yet, it's going to now, so might as well stick with it. Love in reverse. Yeah, move forward positively in all areas of your life, and that came out in reverse. So like I do feel like it's going to hold you back in all areas if you stay in 3D job or 3D type of energies. I'm getting like 3D connections, 3D environment, home, and that kind of stuff too. It will behoove you. It will really, really help you to move into 5D energies right now in all things. And it will like expand. Like right now, it's like you're gonna expand so beautifully and so like bigly, so in such a magnificent way. It's gonna. I just see this energy of like you've been waiting to kind of just explode onto the scene, and this is the time. So if you're thinking about 3D anything right now, like this isn't the time. And if you're like, this is like the time to trust your gut, like your gut has probably been telling you, like, this time is gonna come, the time is gonna come when your 5D ideas for work and your soul purpose is gonna like also give you like 3D success. And this is the time. This is when the switch happens from 3D to 5D, and like there's like a split happening. With not just like 3D and 5D people, environments, and things, but also in your life, like 3D things and 5D things. Like even like clothing or furniture or people or any type of situation, environment that can't handle 5D energies is gonna leave your energies right now. And I do very strongly get that there is, if you're single, there is like a love interest that is coming in, and you'll probably find it in this 5D line of work. And if you're already like partnered up, I do feel like all areas of your life is going to see a huge positive, significant improvement. And that's if you're single or not single too. Like just your entire energy is gonna like. I feel like you've been holding this 5D energy, but like the world wasn't ready for it. But now that the world is finally opening up 5D, like I feel like you're the first one through the door. But not everyone is ready to walk through that door yet. But you are, and the world is finally ready to kind of manifest at your level and work with your ideas on that level. Like I definitely feel like this is energy of like, if you've been wishing and like waiting, like when is this going to pay off? All this hard work that I've been putting into my purpose and following my heart and making these against the norm decisions and, you know, working on these passion projects of mine. Now is the time. All right, Pile One. So I hope this was helpful. If it resonated, I really appreciate letting me know in the comment section. Let me know that you picked this pile. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 2. We're looking at, is this role aligned with you? So we're going to look at the energy around you and this role right now to see if this message is for you, this pile. And then we're going to see how aligned is this current or next role, job, work for you right now. And then what happens if you take or stay in the current role or the role that you're thinking about, or what happens if you don't. So let's get started. The energy around you or this role or job, so you can pick up on if this message is for you. Happiness. Okay. So this role it makes you happy when you think about it, and that's a huge sign. So I am getting this as more probably of a confirmation for you, and just to make sure that like if you have a tiny itty bitty bit of doubt or just a little bit of your ego creeping out, being like, you know, like this might be something new or a lot of work, or what if it doesn't work out? Like you're shutting that down, because the amount of happiness you feel, how I feel like you already know this feels so aligned for you, this role or job, work, seeking healing. Seek healing. Yeah, I do feel like this energy of like you're finally at a place where you can take this type of position. Like I feel like you've been might have kind of wanted this position or this type of role, but you always felt like, what if I'm not ready? What if I'm not confident enough? What if I haven't studied enough? What if I haven't, sharpened up my skills or knowledge, or your skill set? Or really, if you're ready to like talk to these people, or really compete with these people, or really bring something new to the table, or be able to really kind of play in this league. I'm getting this energy of now you know. So I feel like you're kind of someone who knew you can go after this position in the past, because like you've seen this kind of energy from you before. Like you can take on this type of role or position, which I'm getting is like a pretty big deal. And I feel like you're like, people know whether they can take on a role like this or not. Like they either have it in them or they don't. And I feel like most people don't, but you knew you had it in you. But like there's something that happened that you might have had to be like, gain your confidence back, or kind of level yourself up, or like kind of, I'm getting this energy of like you fell down, but you had to get yourself back up, and that took like a second, and you're kind of waiting to see if you'd ever get to a place where you can take on this position or go after this dream job or this dream position again. And now you feel confident and ready to do that, and you know it in your bones, and I feel like you're really happy because you're like, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. For some of you, this is like a position that like you didn't even think of, or maybe you were just kind of curious and picked this reading, and then you're like, oh, I wonder, is there something coming up for me next? And I'm getting like a yes. Okay, so how aligned is this current or next role, job, work for you right now? Ooh, 2 cards. Oops, didn't mean to do that, but okay. King of Cups and the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands popped up, so like Spirit was like, it is very aligned, but the Ace of Wands kind of gives me a hint that it's like now, specifically now. So when this opportunity comes in for you, I mean, listen to your own intuition, but I am getting that like there's an importance about accepting this role as soon as possible. Like, of course, the King of Cups here, like, take your time. If they say like you have until tomorrow, you have until the end of the week, of course, like take that day or two to kind of make sure that you can get your energies together and come confidently prepared to sign that contract or whatever, to accept this position. Because I feel like there's a lot of energy that comes in, especially if you're like very connected. And if you're watching my readings, you probably like, you might think it's like excitement or nervousness when this energy comes in, but it's just so much energy that aligns with the future of this role, that all comes in, because time doesn't exist, all comes in at the time that you're about to accept it. So it's worth it to kind of just like get your nerves out, like shake it out, like take a bath, like take a beat before you say yes. Like there is an advantage to that, but you don't want to wait too long to accept it. Like, for example, if they say like tomorrow, like you have until the end of the day tomorrow, like I would, ring them up in the morning and say yes. If they say by the end of the week, I would, take like a day or two and then say yes, like don't wait too long, but like, kind of, there's a lot of energy that comes in with this role or position because it's so high up, because it like kind of connects with a lot of things that like your body might be like physically like a little bit shaking. That's going to be your hint or sign. Like your body might be like even like slightly shaking, and you're probably like, why? I'm not nervous. I'm not scared. Like I don't have like anything, a reason to shake. I'm not cold. I'm not nervous. I'm not like I'm getting like you're feeling confident. Like why am I like slightly shaking? And it's because there's this like immense amount of energy coming in for you, and it's connected to this role. So I do feel like for most of you, this is like a new role, or a role that you don't even see coming yet. Yeah, but if it's like a current role, then it's like a role that you just recently acquired, and maybe there's like a huge like raise or promotion, or like raise in rank, or like a huge step up immediately. But for most of you, I do feel like this is like a new role coming in, or a role that you don't even know that's coming in. Okay, yeah, it's very much King of Cups aligned with you. And so when this opportunity comes in, you're like, yes, this is my opportunity. Spirit is definitely saying take it sooner rather than later, but like take a beat. Like if they say like you have an hour to accept, I would say I would call them back in like 5 minutes, but take those few minutes to kind of like breathe it out, shake it out. Okay. Like I'm getting it's important because as soon as you say yes, your energy flips. And so it's like get your body ready. So like shake it out, move, dance, put on your favorite song and like groove to it. Like, you know, if you're at the building, go use the restroom for a second or like go outside, you know. If you have time for a walk, if you're at home and you get this email, like, you know, like yes, you'll be you can hear a response from me by the morning or whatever. Take a bath, you know, like eat a good meal, shake it off. You know, there's something about like just shake off the energy, because to let the energy in like more smoothly or something before you say yes, even if it's just like a few minutes. Just go into the bathroom, shake it off, so that energy, as soon as you say yes, it's gonna boom, like it's gonna hit you, like, and you're gonna be like flying high. You're gonna be feeling this crazy, intense, big energy around you. So if you just kind of shake it off and mentally, emotionally, spiritually prepare for it, and let your body, spirit, and your inner versions of yourself like know like, hey, this energy is gonna come in and hit us, and it's gonna be beautiful, and we're excited for it. Then it'll be smoother when you say yes. Does that make sense? Okay. There's no place like home. Nestle into the sweetness. Yeah. I do feel like this energy of this is exactly where you're meant to be. It's going to feel so right. And that's why I'm getting like so much energy comes at once, because you know this is the energy you're going to be with for a very, very long time. This is your position. This is your role for the rest of your life, not like the majority of it, for sure. Okay. So now we're going to look at what happens if you take this role or job, or stay in it, or if you don't. What happens if you take this job or stay in it or you don't? So, temperance, just breathe and reverse. Okay, temperance and reverse usually for me means like taking a kind of risk, and I'm getting like the just breathe part. Like, again, spirit and your guides are very strongly telling me like, we're going to be so excited when this opportunity comes up. You're going to want to say yes right away. But for some reason, it's important that you take a beat. Even if it's just like a minute or two. I'm getting like, just take, even if you're on the spot, like take several deep breaths. There's like something about like, take a beat. Because it's such a big deal too. It's like, it is a risk because it's such a big position, but it's like one of those opportunities that comes in a lifetime, once in a lifetime kind of thing. So it's like, obviously you're going to take it. I don't know anyone who wouldn't. I'm getting like one person who comes across this pile, like there's a 30% chance that they don't take it, but like 100%, like 99.9% of the people that come across this pile, like, you know, like this is the opportunity, you know. Pluto transform, like this is gonna catapult you, like take you to the stratosphere, like take you to a place that you never, like, that you thought you could maybe aim for in life but didn't really expect to. Like maybe you're like, oh, this is a good dream, this is a dream I had when I was younger or whatever, young adult or something like that. But now it's like, actually you have your chance at it. Of course you're gonna say yes. These two cards kind of want to come out, so I'm gonna take them. Curiosity and homecoming. So we have no place like home and homecoming. So there's this definite energy. The Knight of Swords and the Four of Lightning, which is the Four of Wands. Two references to home. Curious, and it resonates really deeply. Interesting. What is this curiosity about? Let me see if I can get Feeling tied down or frustrated. Okay. Oh yeah, there is a hint of like, okay, so it's kind of like once you say yes, you know you're kind of in it for decades. So like for years, right? So there's that tiny bit of ego, that tiny bit of like in the beginning we are talking about like the tiny bit of doubt, like wait, you know, like right before you get married or something like that, like before you commit, like make a huge commitment, there's a part of you that's like, oh my goodness, like if I say yes, like this is, I'm in it for a very long time, like I better be sure, like that type of energy. So this curiosity is gonna let you do something. That's why like spirit's like if you can take like a night or a day to kind of give them an answer, like take it just so you can kind of like calm this like any like little bit of nervousness or doubt or ego that pops up, so you can kind of clear it. And so like you come into this like with your all your energies fully ready and fully prepared to take on this massive energy. Your energy is completely cleared and prepped to take on this massive new energy from this work or this role that's coming in from the future to you when you say yes. Does that make sense? Disappointment in a friend or lover. I do feel like there's someone who you know would not be happy with you taking this role. It could be a friend, a friend or friends. It could be your family, or it could be a potential love interest or someone who has an interest in you. It could be multiple people. A secret admirer, yeah. I do think there's someone around you who doesn't want you to leave or to move or to like pursue. Like it's kind of not. It's not a good energy. What do you do about this? Yeah, I get like a dark energy. Yeah, I am getting, it's like someone who likes you a lot or loves you a lot. So I am getting like family member, a partner, or a secret admirer, or it could be someone doesn't who doesn't want you to succeed or something like that, like someone who's like a dark energy. But I'm getting, and it could be more or all of these one or more of these types of energy. A friend who someone who thinks that you're a friend, but they don't really, not you're really a friend. And this person, I feel like they want to have control over your life, or they want to feel like they have a huge say in your life because you have so much light and that you're meant to do so much. But you are the true, authentic, divine authority. Like you're the one who has so much divine energy. And so if there's anyone who's telling you not to take this position, or who might be blocking you from this energetically, like it's probably good to release them, or to do some sort of like ask your guides to make sure that their energies don't interfere with this route or this path, this opportunity for you. Yeah, I would do that. I would definitely let me double check with spirit. Go, the time is right, and choose a new direction. Yeah, so your spirit guides are definitely telling you to kind of go in this direction. Should you do this like inner work of like asking your guides? No. Okay. So I'm getting like, is there anyone that can like, because there's like maybe one or a few people or several for some of you who might have actually tried for you to not get this position or a position like this in your life. And you might know someone who might be giving this energy off to you for many reasons. Like because they love you so much and they don't want you to go away, because they like you and they don't want you to change or move so they can try and acquire you like a secret admirer. Someone who doesn't like you, who doesn't want you to succeed even though you're destined to. or someone who like may unintentionally be throwing this energy at you, that like, you know, cares for you, likes you, but like, yeah, doesn't want to lose you or see you succeed, secretly jealous. Yeah, that type of energy. And I asked Spirit, like, should you do the inner work of being like, you know, clear their energies? And Spirit said no. So you don't have to clear their energies. And I asked again, and they said it cannot fail. So like, there's nothing blocking you from this opportunity. There's nothing stopping you. So I feel like I was purposely guided to kind of read those messages, because someone might be like, who comes across this file might be asking like, is there anything or anyone blocking you? And then I got absolutely not. So like, don't worry about anyone or anything. You're like on a different level. There's nothing in any sort of energy that can block you. Okay. And then with this curiosity, what is this curiosity about? Boss, yeah. So I got authority figure and then like boss. Okay. So I do think there's an energy where you're kind of like, can I cut it as a leader, a manager, a boss, someone with this high position, this high type of rank? And I got a mountain reverse, and I'm like, you're prepared for this. And like, I feel like you kind of dealt with the challenges that comes with being in that type of position already in small ways beforehand. So when you're ready and prepped for this position, don't worry about it. And anything that comes up in regards to this position, I feel like it'll be easy. It'll be so much easier compared to anything that you've dealt with before. I feel like, and when it comes to leading and sharing your vision and kind of, you know, anything that has to do with this kind of high level role, like if you're kind of like doubting, like, am I ready? Like Spirit's like, yes, you're more than ready. Like anything that comes up that might be slightly similar to an issue that any issues that come up with this role is small beans. So easy because you've already experienced it before. You already know how to handle it. So you're very, very prepared for this role. And I think it's because before you felt like you were ready for this role, but then something kind of held you back. And I feel like Spirit is saying like, you weren't held back. You weren't held back. You just like you could have had this type of role but like smaller before, but you're meant to have this type of role but much bigger. And so you're being prepared for a better version of this role. Does that make sense? Better and bigger version. And it probably sucked because like you knew you were kind of meant to fill this type of role in the past. But like if you were to get this position those years ago, it wouldn't you could have been successful and like, but that would have been it. You know, you would have stayed in that role at that level. And this role is at such a much higher role, like level, similar role, but much, much higher level, much more expansive. You're connected to way more things. That it was just kind of, yeah. Whoop. Oh, okay. The Queen of Cups and the 10 of Cups with the King of Cups here. I'm telling you, it's like 1,000 times better this way than it could have been in that other way back then. Does that make sense? Okay, and then lastly, what happens if you don't take this role? Or don't take it now? 6 of Cups in reverse. I do feel like there is a kind of counterpart energy to this, whether it's a business partner or a soul family member or a soulmate. I do feel like you form a family with, and the people who work there are very, very much family-like. They're definitely soul family. Like you definitely feel it right away. Like you're meant to work with these people. They have a significance in your life outside of just work as well. I feel like you wouldn't meet your soul family. The world, be open to new possibilities in all areas of your life. Yeah, I do feel like this energy of, yeah, there's this energy of global. I feel like it would be hard to meet these soul family members if you didn't take this position. And I think it's kind of that's one of the things. Like I feel like you might be working online with a lot of different people, employees from all around the world or other leaders from around the world or something like that. And like there's no way you would have met some of the people that are very, very like resonant in vibration to you, like soul family or like soul friends, like that level, if you didn't take the position. Like I do feel like you're gonna be meeting people from a lot of distances, like large distances, might be in the same country or maybe around the world, but I do feel like you're gonna be connecting with people who you're meant to be working with. Yeah, that feels like home. This is your soul family. These are the people you're gonna be connecting to, working with, not just with your career, but with life stuff. Like these are the people you're gonna be sharing when you're going through a good time or a bad time with. And these are your people, and you wouldn't have met them without this role, this position, because they're scattered everywhere. Let me see if there's like I got June or I got 6 months, if that means anything. I do feel like I got like older woman. I do feel like some of these people are definitely feeling that it's not all romantic. There are like some platonic and more mentor or parental type or grandparental type energies. Yeah, deep friendships with someone of the same sex. I do feel like you get a lot of people chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. So I do feel like it for some of you it could be like your partner or your future partner is amongst this group, but I do feel like you meet a lot of just good platonic type of energy, soul family. So like people who feel like a mentor or teacher or a grandparent or parent or sibling or aunt or uncle, nephew, niece, like people on all levels. Feel like your kid or your student, there's like that's what I'm getting, like just like a good mix of people that you wouldn't have ever otherwise met if it wasn't for this role. So this is a very much destined role, because I feel like spirit is pushing you towards this, and there's like nothing that can stop it. This is your destiny. All right, pile 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate a comment. Let me know that you picked pile 2 if you did in the comments, if you can. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 3. Looking at, is this role aligned with you? So we're going to look at the energy around you and this role or this job and see if you can pick up on if this message is for you, if you need extra confirmation. And then how aligned is that next role or current role, job, work, whatever, for you now? And then what happens if you take or stay in this role? And then what happens if you don't? All right, so let's get started with the energy around this or you right now, so you can tell if this is your pile. Creativity. All right, so this is something that's more of like that's more aligned with your passion project. That's aligned with something that feels natural for you, something that you like doing, something that like you can easily think of ideas in, that you're encouraged to think of ideas in. You can see it in a different way. It excites you, even if it's underwhelming sometimes. The excitement is just like, you try not to let it get the best of you, but I do get this energy of like, if you can spend all day with it, all week, all month, all year, it would make you really happy, even several years, few years. So it's like a project that that like a hobby, a project or interest that that like if you got some more time with it, you'd be happy just doing this. Like if you had all the money in the world, or you had like a fixed income or something like that, and you'd have to worry about money, like this is something you can see yourself working on for a while. If you're already kind of all set with money, it's kind of just like if this is something that you can really see yourself doing for a while and being happy with it, like letting it be your life's work at this time, like Doesn't have to be for anything or anyone else, just for you. You know, like this, you would be happy to spend the next few years doing this. Okay, take a breath. This would be kind of like a break. I'm getting this kind of energy of like taking a break from what you have been doing or what you are expected to do in order to do this other thing. Maybe it's to travel the world or travel, you know, around the country, or maybe take some time off, some hiatus to write a book, or, you know, do some research on something. Maybe some time to kind of just work on yourself or your relationship or your family. Work on your health, work on your looks, work on traveling, work on a specific goal. Maybe you want to hike every mountain range in this area, or this, you know, this type of goal. Like, you know, it's kind of more like it's one of those goals that like you kind of, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to take 6 months off to do the Appalachian Trail or something like that. Like, it's that type of goal where it's like, you know, you're going to set aside some time in your life to do this. Maybe you want to live in a different country for a year or a few, you know. Maybe you want your family to get more experience or culture. Maybe you want to go to your hometown or your home country and let your kids kind of explore that area. You know, maybe you want to pursue some sort of hobby. Maybe you want to, like write a book, or, you know, try your hand at this hobby, and you're like, you know, you saved up enough and you're like, hey, you know what, I'm going to take some time to just work on this. It's something I've always wanted to do, learn an instrument or whatever. So it's that type of energy where you're like going to dedicate a significant part of your energies and time for the next foreseeable future, short-term future, on this goal. And it's something to do with your creativity. I am sensing it's like one specific thing, one specific creative project or goal. Yeah. Okay, so how aligned is that current role or next role for you right now? Or job, work, whatever. How aligned is it? The Hierophant, very much so. It's something that's going to give you, like, it's something that you're meant to do in this lifetime, and it's like you're being very encouraged by your guides to do it, and now is a good time to do it, I'm hearing. It's going to expand you in ways that you couldn't have imagined, even though you know that it was meant to expand your energies. It's going to give you such growth in your life in so many different areas, and you feel so comfortable in pursuing this. Like, you kind of feel like this is so me. Yeah. Okay. And Knights of the Round Table. I do feel like there's people or situations that it's kind of setting you up for this. Maybe your family is or friends circle are kind of encouraging you with this. I'm getting like you're getting a lot of signs that you should do this. A lot of people around you might be saying that, like your friends and family might be encouraging you. Maybe people that you don't even know, they might kind of mention something about this hobby or this endeavor, and you're like, wow, like just this past week, 3 people that I don't even know talked to me about this. Like, you know, how crazy is that? Like, what a sign. Maybe you saw it in a dream or something like that, or a few times came up in your dream or something, or you just saw these signs of synchronicities. Like, you're like, in the past like few weeks, like I definitely saw like 5 signs about this, like, you know, a random commercial, a random book, a random, you know, like road sign or something like that. Like, you're like, I just, you know, like I can't, like there's a lot of sign synchronicities around this. And then I'm getting like you're also getting a lot of like things kind of set up, like maybe you found the perfect like writer's nook. You're like, I can see myself living here for this period of time to just kind of, you know, write, or, you know, I can see my family living here and just kind of taking in this, like, all activities that you can do in this area, and, like, you know, really round out, like, your kids, or really get the experience that you wanted with as a family, bring you guys together. Maybe this is the perfect, like, you know, maybe you got a huge windfall of money. Like, now I have the time to kind of, you know, go live on that boat and, you know, explore the way I want to, or take a year off and kind of explore or travel or whatever it is. there is that type of energy where you feel like you're getting set up for this, or you already have. I'm hearing that you've already been starting to get set up for this, or being encouraged by friends, family, seeing signs, synchronicities, that this is definitely a direction you should strongly consider. All right, so we're going to look at what happens if you take or stay in this role, and what if you don't. Okay, so if you take or stay in this role, yeah, the high priestess, with the Hierophant and the high priestess, it's kind of a match made in heaven, I'm getting. So it's like mind and heart completely aligned. Your spiritual aspect and your physical aspect, like, completely aligned. Like, this is in so many ways, in so many words, like, your guides are kind of telling you, like, this is the exact right thing. And you can see it in any area of your life. You can be like, yeah, when it comes to health, like, this is gonna be great for health. When it comes to expanding your belief systems or spirituality, when it comes to connections in your life, when it comes to progressing, maybe you want to progress in your career or your whatever it is, or expand this area, like, this, in all ways, it's just making complete sense. Like, it's a complete no-brainer that this is the right direction to go in so many ways, and intuitively, reasonably, logically, like, spiritually, in all the ways, monetarily, And then Mercury in reverse. Okay, both these cards came out in reverse. Something is happening right now. Network and communicate. Okay, so with the round table, I am getting, like, you're getting the right. I'm getting, like, small groups, so I am getting, like, 7 people, but I'm getting, like, anywhere from, like, 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe even 10, 11, 13, whatever, 25, whatever a small group for this would be. I'm getting, like, a network, communication network. So maybe this is, like, a class you'll be taking. This might be, like, an area, and you might be moving to a new area. It's like, I don't know anyone here, but, I want my family to be here, or I want I'm going to be here for a while working on this project. Like, it'd be nice to know a few people. So I'm getting there's like a few, several, or like a small handful, I'm getting, of people that you can connect with while you're doing this. Because, like, it's really important. I'm hearing it's like, it's very romantic, the idea of kind of going into the woods and, like, writing a story, like some of these authors in the past have done, right? But that was at a time where people were more comfortable being alone without feeling lonely. Nowadays, people, when they're alone, get lonely, and we are very social animals. So, like, it's not comfortable for us to kind of, have the communication for us to be a letter every month, like we're kind of need more connection with people than we ever have, right? And that's just by design, by, like, the way that structures of our current society, modern society is, and it's just what it is, so we need more connection with people, otherwise we feel lonely. No matter how much you feel like I'm good alone, you still need connection, especially in this day and age. So I am getting, like, there will be, a few people, several people, a small group of people, wherever this takes you, this project, whether it makes you more secluded, takes you to a place where you might not know a lot of people, or kind of on the road, or constantly traveling. Or maybe it's kind of like more of like a solo endeavor, you know what I'm saying? Or like an endeavor that you go on with. If it's a solo endeavor, I'm getting, like, you'll have, like, people to connect with and kind of, like, be with you through this kind of period of your life. But I'm also getting, like, for some of you, this is an endeavor with, like, 2 or 3 or few or several people. So there's a sense of, like, you'll have the network. So, like, don't be afraid of this solo project or this, like, seemingly lonely endeavor or something like that. Because it's like, don't worry, you'll have the right people to be connected, Spirit is saying. Okay, and so what happens if you don't take this opportunity or this role? The Lovers and transformation. Okay, so I do feel like if you decide not to take this role, this job, or whatever career path, or whatever your next path is, I do feel like this type of love energy, life, big love energy, will come in the form of two loves, and then you won't be able to decide. Yeah, because I do feel like, for example, if you really love your life now, or you love your current role or job right now, this kind of opportunity that's like going to be amazing is going to come into your life anyway. And you'll be kind of always going back and forth. I'm getting this energy of like you can't do both. So I do feel like even if this endeavor is like with a partner, for example, if you don't kind of move forward with this new role, you're going to be trying to manage two roles at the same time, and that's not going to work. So there's something that Spirit is saying, like, you need to take time out to pursue this role. Otherwise, the other role, you're going to be trying to do both, and that's not going to work. Transformation. Reach out for the power and strength to make changes, enrich your life, and become the person you want to be. Yeah, I feel like this is like kind of destined. Like you're meant to kind of go off on this adventure. This is your call to adventure, pile 3. You're meant to kind of do this, and there is like this kind of like adventurous aspect to this, because it's something different and something that you definitely like. You need to set some time in your life. You need to set this time apart to do. Otherwise, you're gonna be like stuck with like trying to handle two things you want to do at the same time. So just I feel like Spirit is saying like just go into the mindset of like this is something short term. Give yourself a period of time, like 6 months, like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, 3 years, whatever. And then like see how this opens up your world for you, because like there's something about like this experience is gonna kind of grow you in a way, expand you in a way where you might not want the same things in your life that you did before. And even if you don't stick with this job or career, hobby, or person or whatever, this life path, because for some of you this is like the life path you'll continue on. Others of you, this is like a stepping stone into another life path that you wouldn't have ever been open to if you didn't take this path first. Does that make sense? So like I'm getting from Spirit, like if you're having trouble kind of breaking away from your current role, to just give yourself like a period of time, like a deadline kind of thing, a time frame. Yeah. And if you're worried about like, but am I going to be completely lonely? What if I don't know anyone there? Or that type of energy, like don't worry, you'll have the connections you need to pursue this kind of creative pursuit. And it is kind of something that takes you away from your day-to-day normal life kind of, or your current path. But that is something very, very destined. If you're partnered up, your partner will have like their own role and their own like kind of like journey with you. Like for example, if you're traveling together, or if you're gonna be writing, they're gonna be doing something in that period of time that's also their solo project, you know. If you're not partnered up, I do strongly feel you will find a partner for the duration of this time period or longer that matches your energy completely. But I do also see like a network, a small group, whatever that means for this endeavor that you can connect with. So you can, because I feel like it's kind of one of those things where like in order to pursue this, like everything else needs to be set. Like your money needs to be set, you know, your friendships need to be set, your family dynamic needs to be set, your health needs to be set. So now you can pursue this and just focus on that. Does it make sense? All right, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate like a comment. Let me know that you picked this pile. Just It just helps me out to know. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 4. We're looking at, is this role aligned with you? So we're going to look at the energy around you and this role, this job right now, to see if this pile is for you, if you need extra confirmation. And then we're going to look at, is this role or work, job, whatever, aligned with you right now. And then what happens if you take or stay in this role, and if you don't. Okay, so let's look at the energy around this role, this job right now. And so you can pick up off this message for you. Relieved in reverse. I feel like there's like this troublesome energy around this connection, this role, this job, because I feel like I mean it's the opposite of relief, because I feel like now you don't know if this is the right decision or not. I feel like this opportunity or role comes in and you're now like more confused. You're like, wait, now do I take this new role or not? Like now I'm more confused. So I feel like there's like a multiple roles or jobs or opportunities coming in. And sometimes it's kind of a relief because one position or role is like glaringly obvious, it's like perfect for you, but this is like makes it worse because you're like, wait, I can see myself in that position long term, really enjoying it, really liking it. It's different, but it's so me also, like, not, it makes you even more confused. And I feel like it's kind of like not terrifies you, but kind of like makes you very still, because you realize like whatever path you pick, like that's gonna be, you can't go back and like remake this decision. Like you're going to be moving forward. It's kind of like analysis paralysis. Like when you have too many options, it just kind of confuses you more. Like I feel like it's that. Like I feel like you got one more awesome opportunity and you should be happy about it. But like I feel like you're just more confused now. So I'm getting like you're happy, but like you're more confused than ever, I'm hearing. Cut your losses. And I'm like, you're like, I would absolutely take one of these roles or this position or path out of the running if I knew which one. Like even if one of them was just like slightly less better than the others, I would cut it automatically, but they're all equally great. What am I supposed to do? Like I'm getting that kind of like frustration or kind of like overwhelm, where it's just like I'm getting, some of you might be a pro and con list kind of people, and I feel like it's just all equally matched. And I do feel like there's at least 3, if not more, opportunities here, life paths here. Maybe it's different type of roles. Maybe they're very different types of work or job positions or careers, and you're like, this is worse. I'm hearing like, this is worse. Like, do I go with this? Do I go with this? Like, I like them equally, or I like all these like in different ways. Like, how am I supposed to choose what part of myself or what part of life I like better? Like, I like all of them. How am I supposed to do this? Okay, so how aligned is this role for you right now? This next role, this current role, job, whatever. King of Pentacles, yeah. I just got a bubble in my throat. I'm getting like you're in a really special time in your life. You're about to kind of really reach like the height of your success in this particular role or position. I'm hearing from Spirit like you really can't go wrong. You really can't do any wrong. It's just one of those things where it's like, what do you choose? The call, yeah. Honor the whisper of your soul. So all these cards came out in reverse. I just turned this upright. So this is like something that is happening like for you right now. You're experiencing this at the time of this reading, or you very well maybe just came into your peripheral yesterday or might tomorrow, but this is something that's like happening for you like very closely to the time that you watch this. Train whistle, confirmation. That's very clear, and it's just a singular one. I haven't had a train whistle all reading, so that's very significant. Honor the whisper of your soul. So this is one of those times that Spirit is saying you literally can't pick a wrong answer, but this is the time this is a test of what resonates with you the most at this very time in life. Maybe one of the opportunities is something that resonated with you for most of your life, or for every second up until now. Maybe something is maybe there's something that resonates with you as a future version of yourself, something that you would love to do in the future, but maybe not right now. Maybe something is something that you always imagine yourself doing, but right now it doesn't make sense to do that. Yeah, and there's something that maybe there's an opportunity. One of the opportunities is like, I'm getting like have to break something. Like maybe you know that you're gonna have to break up with someone if you choose this thing, or maybe you have to break your connections that you worked really hard for, the network, the relationships, the clients, customer base, whatever, if you choose a new direction. Yeah, and there could be like an opportunity that was like it's perfect for you, but like you maybe outgrown it by now. So all these types of ways that you can kind of choose what. I just saw like ant, which is work, achievement, success. And seahorse, family matters. Yeah, there's this feeling of like not wanting to have to sacrifice all that you've achieved in your life so far or worked hard to get in your life right now. I don't think Spirit is telling you to let go of that. Unsuccessful plans, yeah. Cut your losses. Yeah, okay, so you already cut out everything that doesn't work for you. Anything that might stand in your way. Anything that like I'm getting this worker bee like type of energy, like anything that you kind of felt like just a soldier in, like just like the grunt work person, like it's like you could easily be replaced and someone else can easily take in that role, or even like with some training or over time be able to fulfill your role. You're not meant for that type of role anymore. You're not supposed to be doing the grunt work. You're the idea person. You're the visionary. You're the person who's taking the lead, doing something unique or different. So Spirit is like something that's like not like a worker bee type of ant type of energy. You're not doing like the grunt work, the day-to-day. There's nothing wrong with that type of work either. Like it's definitely great work for if you're in the flow state, or just to kind of just like a really good energy when you're in that type of work. You can enter flow state really much easier, and you can also you're kind of more in tune with the earth energies, with physical reality, and you're also very much more community and family based. You're like what's it called? You're very pivotal in your community. You're a leader in your community type of energy. Like you're very earth based, right? But I feel like you're not meant to be in that type of role right now or anymore. And I feel like this is something that you've tried but it didn't work. I feel like this is something that you've like tried and tried and tried again, and you just couldn't really succeed in that position. It's because you're not supposed to be in a position where you're doing the same things over and over and over again. I feel like that's like the role that you had, or maybe one of these roles that are presented to you now, one of these job opportunities presented to you now, is that type of energy where you might be doing the same thing over and over again. Spirit is saying like that is not what you're supposed to be doing right now. Family matters, and I do feel like you have like a really strong foundation in terms of community and family, but that's not what you're supposed to be working on now either. So all these very earth-based type of work that you've done before, I am getting family. I am getting kind of like day-to-day, same type of energy, same type of work. You've already done that. You've already mastered it. But you're not meant to be doing that right now. And I feel like you've been trying to push yourself in some sort of work, or even with like family or communities. Like you're trying to like do more in those areas of your life, but Spirit is kind of like not holding you back, but like you're probably not achieving what you want to in those roles because you're not meant to be in that role right now. You're meant to kind of go off. You got the call to pursue something else. Cut your losses. Like I feel like, yeah, you put in a lot of time and energy in this type of work and this community or people, but it wasn't ever gonna really work out. You aren't ever gonna be like reach the level of success that you are meant to in that area, at least right now. Right now, you're supposed to be doing something different than this. Okay, so let's look at what happens if you take this role or stay in this role, or if you don't. So what happens if you choose this role? Master of Gems, the King of Pentacles, again, reverse. So you're meant to be very successful and have very stable success, very stable income that's like continues to grow. Growing success, stably growing success. Like it's very like you can see like you're going to continue growing in your wealth, in your success, prosperity energies. And physically, how you grow this like business or position or this company, like you grow it, you can see it consistently. So it's like very long-term, stable growth. If you choose this role. 8th house, transformation, karma. Yeah, I'm getting like, okay, and legacies. There's a long-term aspect to this specific role that you're asking about, the specific position. Pale. Time to get out of a situation. Yeah. I think what makes you kind of hesitant is because you understand that some of the stuff that you've done before, communities, family, connections, and work that you put in before may not be, I'm hearing cut your losses, right? Like may not be the thing that you need to, unsuccessful plans it might not be what you bring to this new role. So there is some hesitation I'm getting from this pile of what was all the stuff that I did before for then? Get yourself out of the situation. For some of you, yeah, something doesn't align with you anymore. I feel like you've done the inner work in regards to your work and your connections, and they no longer align with you. You're meant to move forward. It's time to get yourself out of a situation, even if you've healed a lot of these aspects in terms of your work, in terms of your money, in terms of your connections, people, family, friends, and coworkers, clients and customers, like bosses, and your network. Like they're not going to serve you anymore, or at least not in this next thing right now. You're being asked to kind of move along, and for some of you, I'm getting like you don't want to or something. Yeah, the Star card. I'm getting this is just a tiny bit of like fear, tiny bit of ego that's kind of like you see the star kind of like you're given your ultimate awesome best opportunity in terms of work. And there's this energy of like not being able to accept it, not being able to be like, why are you holding on to things? I know you healed it and you made it work for you, but they don't align with you anymore, you know? Yeah, because what happens if you don't take this opportunity or this role? The Moon card in reverse. You'll get clarity eventually. I'll come to light eventually. Wish. Your heart's desire is ready to come true. I feel like if you don't take this opportunity now, you will very soon anyway. Like, even if you walk the other way because you're not ready to let go of the people, the connections, the work that you put in already into your previous role, you will very soon. You will eventually move forward with this role. And what if you have like multiple? Yeah, discord among family or friends. I do feel like if you're having a hard time like figuring out what exact role or position or job you're supposed to take and you have multiple, I am getting like your friends or family or coworkers or boss or employees or customers or clients won't really like this particular role if you're kind of like, if you have a few in front of you. Spirit also say like the things I mentioned before, like about like it not being the right thing for you now. Maybe it's something, maybe one of the roles was something that you've had up until now but doesn't resonate with you this second anymore. Maybe one of the roles is something that you might think about for yourself in the future but not exactly this right now. One of them might be something that you've outgrown, an opportunity that you've wanted at one point but doesn't resonate with you anymore. One could be just opportunity that like other people would be really excited about, or people would be like, what, are you kidding me? This is a perfect opportunity. You're not going to take this. Are you crazy? But it's not right for you and you know it, even though it's an amazing opportunity. Like that kind of thing. So like all the things I mentioned before, like if it's not right for you right now, that's how you're going to know. And the prompts that I gave you are going to help you kind of figure out what might not be right for you right now if you're not so clear on it. And the other thing is your friends and family or your coworkers, people around you right now, your old energies won't like this new role or job or position, or you probably know they wouldn't like it. Yeah, because this energy of like letting go, let go of situations in the past that didn't work out, cut your losses. I know you worked on these relationships and connections and network, and you put work into it. It's not all gone. It's just you need to release this old version of it so the new version can come in. And even if you don't pick this role that is like aligned with you the most perfectly right now, in like 2 seconds you will. In like 2 days, 2 weeks, or like very soon you'll see the clarity. You'll be like, oh, I wish I made that choice 2 weeks ago or 2 days ago, but you know what, better late than never. And you'll make that choice very soon after anyway. All right, so pile 4, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you gave the clarity that you're looking for. If it did, please leave a like or comment. Let me know that you picked this pile. If you want to just help me out, it just helps me out a bit. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 5. Looking at, is this role aligned with you? So we're going to first look at the energy around you and this role, job, work, to see if this message is for you. You can intuitively pick up if this is going to be the right pile for you, if you need more confirmation. And then how aligned is this current or next role, job, work for you right now? And then what happens if you take this role or stay in this role, and what happens if you don't? So let's get started. The energy around you and this right now. Change in reverse. Okay, so this would be something that you're kind of sticking with, requiring you not to make a massive change. So I'm getting like there might be like if you do have another opportunity coming in, it'd be like somewhat of a change or a little bit different than what you're doing now. And right now, like, Spirit is saying, like, things are good with where you are, but you're not seeing any change happen with your current role. So you're kind of like, why? Like, maybe I should do something different. Maybe I should make changes and, like, get some new energy, get some new inspiration. Maybe I should look for something different. And so I feel like because things aren't really changing in your current role, you're considering kind of looking elsewhere, the past. And you kind of also want to leave. I feel like you just kind of want new energy. Like, I feel like you feel like there's too much that reminds you of things from the past in your current role or job. Like, you know, you were at the same job or company when you went through that breakup, or, you know, when you had that argument with a coworker or boss, or, you know, when you felt like you wanted to make a change, like maybe you felt like you wanted to make a change or leave or get a different job like many times, and you just kind of remember how all the times, like a lot of the time that you've been working there, it hasn't really been the most pleasant. But then, so I feel like there's the energy of like looking back, working there, like you can use a change. You could probably use a change. You don't see kind of any way you can move up or become more happier in your current position. So you're like, maybe I should make a change. So how is Spirit saying this role is aligned to you right now? The Hermit. Spirit is saying it's good because you kind of need to hide out right now. Spirit is saying, like, yeah, like, this isn't the most thrilling of roles, or maybe you hadn't gotten used to it. You're craving more of a challenge or a change or just something different. But Spirit is saying, like, this is a good place to kind of just figure out your next steps. And maybe it shouldn't be like immediately. I'm getting the sense that your guys are kind of telling you, like, yeah, it's good that you're aware that there's nothing really left for you in this place. But the one thing that you can take solace in, and something that can maybe view, like, allow you to view this current position you're in differently, is that it's the perfect place to kind of give you the comfort and solace you need, and before you kind of get ready for the next thing. But Spirit's saying, like, you're not ready yet for the next thing. Just, like, let yourself kind of, or you might be, but this is, like, you can get ready for the next thing in your current role. Like, you can stay in your current role until you're ready for the next thing, or until you finish getting ready for the next thing, which might not be exactly this minute. So there's a positive for staying where you are right now. And I'm getting this energy of your current position or role, your job, is trying to give you, I'm about to, like, oddly enough, I'm getting kind of emotional, and I felt a little hug. So this is the energy of the position you're in. Maybe it's the building or the job or the company, but a lot of things have energies and like attached to it, and you don't always realize, like your desk or your home, or, you know, and they have their own, like, sentience. But for some reason, this position, it's like really sad. I'm getting like a mother or a parent. I'm like getting emotional. I don't know why. It's like giving you a hug, and like it's kind of like, I'm saying mother. It's like a mother type energy. And I'm like getting, it's like it cares for you a lot. And there's this energy of like a good parent, like, of course, not all like the experience that you're going to go through growing up, I'm hearing, is going to be pleasant, but like they wanted to make sure that you were protected, that you got the space you needed to grow and evolve and learn, that they kiss you boo-boos, I'm hearing, when someone did you wrong or you fell. But they gave you a lot of encouragement, and they're reminding you of the good times when you did succeed, how happy you were. And they're like, you might not always remember that, but as you're, like, as that, like, parental type of energy, like, they always will. Like, you know how your parents will always remember they like that drawing you made or whatever, and you might not remember because you were a kid, but, like, your parent will remember, like, when you drew it, or how it made them how it made you feel to feel so proud that you made that thing, out of clay or whatever. When you first rode your bike or something like that, like you might not always remember these things, but like this role for some reason, like it's like like, is it a guide or something? No, 5 of Swords. No, is it the role itself? Yes, it's the role. Because I was like, is it your spirit guide? Is it like a entity attached to this like company, or like that was your spirit guide for the duration of this work? And it's like, no, it's specifically that role. That role has some sort of sentient, very strong sentient energy around to it. Like it has some consciousness. Why? 5 of Swords keeps coming up. There's something about the air, the Empress, the Judgment. Okay, it's an angel. Okay, it's an angel. You know how there's like a patron saint for this and that and the other thing? I feel like there's like a type of angel or something that's for that line of work or something like that. And you might know, I don't know what line of work you're in or what kind of job you have, but like there is like a protector energy that has it's like an archangel kind of thing, or ascended master, or like some sort of like saint like energy, like I'm hearing patron saint, like some energy that was specifically that grew because like for protecting people in that line of work. So I'm hearing like kind of paramedic, EMT, that type of energy. Like they have their own protector, right? Because they help people in like such a like serious, very highly emotional, life and death type of scenario where it would be very significant. I'm also getting like one for like teachers and professors and people in that like kind of coaching, that type of role. There's like an energy that protects those teachers. I'm getting something like that. It's an energy like that for the line of work you're in. I'm getting rig workers. I don't know what that means. I don't know what rigs are. Farmers. Yeah, but it's like a specific, like, I'm hearing patron saint, but like that type of thing, that type of protective energy that protects your line of work. They're really protective over you. Very interesting. I want to see why. Why? Bag, something important such as a new job or raise. Ooh, you do have someone looking out for you, Pile 5. So even if you felt like you had like a lot of good moments and bad moments, and maybe you focus more on the bad moments right now because like you're thinking about like, oh, but I want to leave, like it hasn't really, maybe you're neutral, maybe you're like, good, there's good and bad, like it's fine, like it is what it is. Whatever your energy is towards this kind of current role, I do feel like you are very, very protected. Sorrow over a loss. This energy is very, very sad to see you go and lose you, but you are going to be getting a new job with more money. But they want to see you. Ocean of emotion. Yeah, interesting. Find a safe place to express your true feelings. Interestingly enough, I'm feeling like the energy of the role that you were in, I'm just going to refer to it as patron saint because that's just the moniker that like kind of fits best. Okay. Wants you to kind of stay in this role while you feel through your emotions, because there is a sense of loss. Sorrow over loss. I used to sauce again. Loss. I'm hearing like a goodbye party, like a retirement party, or like people really love you here. I'm about to cry. I don't even know why. Oh my god. People are gonna be really sad to see you go. I'm getting like people are gonna be throwing you like a really nice goodbye party, because like I kept saying sauce. Reminds me of like pasta sauce or something. And it's going to give you time to think through things before you manifest this next thing, which you're not completely connected to yet. So, like, I feel like this patron saint and your guides and spirit are all saying, like, you're going to go, but right now is not the time. Like, take the protection of your current role to kind of go through what you're going to be needing to go through in terms of emotion before you step into this new role. So there's going to be a lot of releasing of emotions for you. And funny enough, it's not just your emotions. It's the emotions of people that were connected to you. I'm like, I keep rubbing my eye and stuff like that. Like, people are sad to see you go. I don't know if you realize what a kind of effect you had on people and how much you've helped people or inspired people or affected people. Yeah. Interesting. You never know sometimes, you know? Let's see. Haystack, karma. You will reap what you have sown. Yeah. And I saw karma. Did I see some karma somewhere? Yeah. The dark moon. You have, wow. Pile 5, you have accumulated so much good karma from where you were working. So even if you feel like you were kind of like up and down, or you were kind of neutral with this, or you had some good times and some bad times, but I feel like right now, because you want to change so bad, a change in your energies and your career, like so badly, that you're kind of missing all the good moments. Maybe you remember some, you're kind of more neutral with it, or kind of remembering some of like the more difficult moments or something like that. But there were a lot of good moments, and I think I'm getting this energy of like, you don't know how much you've done, how much you've affected other people's energies positively while you were there. And you're going to know, though, because it's going to come all back to you, and it's going to help you with your change. It's going to help you with this new job that you're going to make significant more money with. But like, you're going to be crying too, pile 5. I feel like once you kind of get this goodbye party, you're going to be crying like a baby, pile 5, because you're going to be like, wow, like, you're going to realize like how much you love this position, but also how much this position loved you. There's a sentience there. Like, this position really, really loved you. You really worked well with this energy. Wow. Oh no. Okay, so what happens if you stay in this role, or if you don't? What happens if you stay in this role right now? 5 of Wands. Yeah, the changes will come in, but they'll come in slowly, because I feel like you're kind of like, maybe you're debating making like making a huge significant change all of a sudden. And Spirit is saying like, no, you kind of want this change to happen gradually. So like, let it, because I and you'll see why. Like, you're getting all the reasons why, but like, you probably didn't consider this before. But I'm hearing your guides are illuminating you to it now, because they want you to take it slow, that you'll appreciate that it happened kind of more gradually and slowly. If not now, later, you know. I feel like this was like this. I feel like for most people who picked this pile, like, I think you're a little bit kind of taken aback, like you didn't expect this, you know. Okay, so what happens if you stay in this role? Fire, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. I do feel a light of fire in you, because with all this good karma coming back, this good karma is going to definitely lead you to a better role with more money, a better position with more money soon. But it's going to give you so much confidence that, like, with all this good karma coming back from the past, and you're going to be overwhelmed with how much does come back. In fact, it does help you. Like, this old position does help you get the new position. So it's like, just stick with it, you know, until like it slowly changes, until the new opportunity comes. Because like, you're already kind of being pushed and like guided on that path, and you're completely protected. You're always, it's like kind of like destiny. You are always following your path. But I'm gonna get like, so it's going to help you get this next position that has more money. That's important. That's how you're going to know. But it's also going to give you so much confidence and optimism that you've been on the right path, that you will continue to be on the right path, and even with this new position, and that you have been doing the right thing, and you will continue doing the right thing. And it'll just light a fire under you. It'll give you more inspiration, more passion, and more confidence that, like, with all this, like, good karma coming back, like, everything that you do does pay off, kind of thing. Okay, and then what happens if you don't stay in this current role? 8 of Swords. You wouldn't know where to go, what to do. And you just kind of be out for a while, kind of scraping by. So I feel like it's just good to stay with this position. It'll give you kind of divine money and abundance. Like, it'll bring you the right people. If you need a little extra cash, it'll bring in a little extra cash. I'll give you a little raise, a bump if you need it for your car or for your kids' school or whatever. Like, it will get you what you need. So stay with it right now, because if anything comes up, it'll be perfect. You'll get exactly what you need through this current role. And it also is leading you to your next role. So if you leave now, like, it's going to be much harder to figure out your next role that has more money. You also might, this person looking at their wallet now, like, you might struggle with money for a little bit and have to figure out like what to do for money, move things around, do a little side job. And it's going to be harder to find this role, because this role comes through this current role. And it's supposed to happen, like, gradually. Star. Yeah, in reverse. Hard times are over. Look forward to abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. And that came out in reverse. So, like, if you leave this current role right now, I mean, use your own intuition and see if this pile is for you. But you might miss out. You might miss out on this, like, next opportunity, which comes through this current role you're in, and you will look at a hard time. Not to scare you, but it's just kind of one of those things that, like, you know, when you make the decision that doesn't align with your authentic energies, it's usually go through that dip of energy, right? Like, you have to learn the lesson. So you might have struggle with money or struggle finding the next thing. You might take months or take, you know, a little while. Whereas if you stick with this, I do feel like sooner rather than later. I'm seeing like 5-6 months, maybe sooner. So 4, 5, 6 months. Like, I'm getting like before that, even that, like, you start getting in romances in the air. You already start getting in the energy that's supposed to come towards you. Let's see. By the end of the day, in reverse. So the changes have already started to happen. In your current role right now, the energy of the new role is already starting to come in. Time is frozen with the 5-5. Like, they're giving you a bubble. They're giving you some time to kind of deal with leaving this energy. I know you don't feel it or think it now, but when you disconnect from something that you put so much energy and effort into, you feel it in your bones and your energies in your body, like, very, very deeply. So you don't know it yet, but that's why they're trying to do it gradually, because if you just cut it off right now, you will feel like you, like, cut off like a limb, you know, spiritually. It'll feel like that. So, like, they're like, gradually do this, okay? Like, you have no idea how much people you connected with, affected, how much you affected in the trajectory of this business or company or place. And there's so much energy connected to this. If you cut it off really suddenly, it will hurt your energies. It will hurt. And you will feel that loss in, like, physical, financial ways. And it will take longer to get to that next role. So, like, let your, like, this, you're super protected, you're super loved in your current role, even if you don't see it yet. And things are changing, they already have. Let it come. And romance is in the air. You're gonna get so much love from the current role you're in, just because, like, that's where, like, you're gonna start to see, like, all the energies. Why is it happening now instead of garden, abundance. Yeah. So something about like the abundance was hidden from you here because goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. I'm getting it was really attached to your spiritual growth. So I'm getting like you definitely graduated something spiritually, and that's why you're going into this next role. But you wouldn't, if you got the wealth right away, you wouldn't have continued growing spiritually, but you continued growing spiritually, so now you're going to get the wealth to match that. Does that make sense? But it's not enough to be able to reach those levels spiritually. You have to maintain it. So that was kind of the thing. And then lastly, bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. I don't know if you like this bridge to go into the next position, which again, money is a higher position with more money connected to your current role. It will lead you to the next role. You're being guided to kind of stay until this change happens gradually, because energetically, your current role is very strongly attached to you. And you've been well protected, well loved in it, and I don't think you see it because I'm getting this neutral energy from you, but you will start seeing it. Romance is in the air. You're going to get a lot of love from the people around you, from the energy of that work that you do itself. You're going to see a lot of success energies and a lot of love coming back to you, and you're going to feel it. You're going to know. You're going to understand how much you put in, which you might have not been able to see before. The success energies, abundance energies, the love energies from your current role or position or company or business, because for your spiritual growth. And so there's so much love for you there, but like for the sake of your spiritual growth, you kind of had to be hermiting in a hermit mode during this position or role. But now it's all coming to light because you're on your way to this new position, and everything's going to feel like lovey-dovey, and you're going to feel so nostalgic, and you're going to be so sad to let it go, and you're going to have to let it go gradually. Otherwise it's going to feel like you're cutting off a limb or a piece of your heart, so it's like you're going to have to go slowly into this new one. Successfully overcoming a problem. I don't think you realized this was going to be a problem for you, but now you're aware of what's happening and what's coming up for you, so you can deal with that emotional change as your position changes in the right way. And what is ahead of you is abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. So abundance in all ways in your next role, which got next winter. I got 14. December. In the future, so I do feel like in the future in reverse, like it's coming, like it's already starting to kind of unfold already for you. And then by the end of the day came up again. So see, it's already started to unfold for you. Next spring, next winter. So I'm getting it's going to be like a year. A year for this to kind of gradually change. I am getting this type of energy, like, do you start this new position before? Yeah. You start this new position while you still have the old one. So I do feel like there's a gradual, like, releasing of this old energy while you bring on the new. Do you continue with this work? You might even continue doing your current position in a different way, like a side gig or as a consultant, or in some like small projects here and there, personal projects, helping people out here and there, freelance or something like that. You might take on this current role in a small way, but I definitely don't feel like you would be doing it as your main source of income anymore. It would just be kind of something you do to kind of share the love. Yeah. But this new position is coming in quickly. Right now, it's coming in so quickly for you. Yeah, because you're meant to. And this patron saint is looking out for you so much. Home energies. Something. It's because whatever the position you're going into is very, very divine. I'm getting like that kind of proud parent who kind of like, you know, sees you succeed in something very difficult. Like, oh, you became a doctor. Like, oh, you became, you know, an astronaut. Like, you became a rocket scientist. Like, you know, a neurosurgeon, or, you know, like a very famous musician or actor or actress, or, you know, like a well-known author, or like one of those, you know, CEO of a major company. Like, you know, when you like success beyond your wildest dreams, and you know, your parents are like super proud. Like, I feel like that's where this patron saint, or it's like this, it's definitely part of your spirit team, like your spirit guy. Like, if they weren't before, they're definitely joining now. They're gonna be watching over you as you go into the next role, and you know, because they really feel this energy of like that's my kid. Look what they're doing. They did it. They made it. They're this really, really successful person now. You know, like, you know, they'd be okay with you if you just like lived a normal life, but like, you made it. Pile 5. All right, so let me know if this resonates. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, Pile 5. Leave a like, a comment if it resonated. Let me know that you picked this pile if you did in the comments. It just helps me out. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Much love and light. Hi, beautiful Pile 6. We're looking at, is this role aligned with you right now? So we're going to look at the energy around you and this role or job to see if, you know, this pile is for you, if you need extra confirmation. And then we look at if this role, job, work is aligned with you right now. What happens if you take this role or stay in this role? And what happens if you don't? Okay, I was like kind of like slightly crying and choked up in between the last pile and this one. It's just like, just so super connected right now. It's just everything's so strong and in the best ways. So, excuse me if I'm a little choked up right now. Let's just move into the energy around you and this role, this job, and see if you can pick up on this, if this message is for you. Let go. Okay, so you're being guided and you intuitively feel that you're supposed to let this particular role go, whether it's the one that you're currently in or that's coming in, the one that you're asking about, that role you're being asked to let go. Intuition, yeah, see, you intuitively know, you're like, oh, I think I'm supposed to let this opportunity go, or this role go, this job go. So you already have a hunch. This is probably more for confirmation. Yep, I'm hearing your guides are here for you. They're on it. They heard that you wanted a little extra confirmation, and here they are. Okay, so how aligned is that role that you're thinking of right now for you? Yeah, despair and cruelty. It would not be fair to you at all. In fact, it'd be kind of cruel. So if this is a current role you're in, it's like, you know, you suffered. And it's just like bad vibes. And maybe you're such a light that you're hoping that it could change, always being optimistic and hopeful. But like at some point you have to like let it go, you know, like there's nothing much you can do. Maybe you want to help out other people. Maybe you really wanted to make a change and potentially help the future of this role, this workplace. It's like, you know, you did as much as you can, but like at some point you just got to know when to let go. If this is an opportunity coming in, like I feel like you can just like look at it and just feel and sense like this is, maybe it's really good pay, or maybe it's really good experience under your belt, publicity for you, but at the expense of doing really shady things, or how they treat other employees in their workplace, or it would just feel like torture to you, even if there's like so many benefits. Like at this point in your life, you're just kind of like, no. Yeah, so how does this role align with you? Not at all. Stop and take in the view. I feel like this is one of those moments where you kind of drive to a nice scenic area or take a walk or hike to a nice scenic area by yourself, you know, with or without music. You don't have to have a particular place in mind. Just go there, just drive there, just walk there, and just sit on that rock and look out to that view of water, of mountains, of the sky, of the field, and just to take a few deep breaths. It's one of those moments where you just kind of like, no, I'm making the right decision and I don't have to second guess it. Like, I know this isn't good and I have to be okay with that, regardless of the money or, you know, how many people want this role or, you know, like, yeah, it would be awesome if someone could change it from the inside, but it doesn't have to be you, you know? You don't have to take on everyone else's problems for yourself. Like, it's kind of like making peace with yourself that, like, yeah, I'm going to let go of this opportunity. I know, or this role, I know the perks, the pros, but there's far too many cons. It's far too low vibrational, low vibe, bad energy for me to deal with it. And it's not my job to make this right for everyone else or for the future of people. Like, not this particular thing and not for me and not right now. And being peace with that, being okay with that, and taking a time, sitting on that rock, looking out to the view, just like being like, yeah, like I'm at peace with that. I'm okay. And now I can move forward, letting go of that role. Okay. So what happens if you stay in that type of role or take that role, and what happens if you don't? Okay. So what happens if you take this role, stay in that role? 6 of Cups memories. I'm getting a little bit of a delusionary energy. Do you know how sometimes you kind of have to like fake it till you make it? Yeah, but that's like kind of like a good delusion. Like, it kind of keeps you kind of moving forward and kind of like becoming more of that energy that is good for you. This is kind of like the opposite. It's like being in that bad energy, but forcing yourself to believe it's good for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and the more you go into that energy, like I'm hearing, like that's how people go crazy, right? Like, it's just like fooling yourself to believing something that's not good for you is good for you. That's going the opposite way of helping you, allowing yourself to grow and expand and evolve. So whatever like kind of doesn't help you evolve, the more you stay in that energy, the more it will make you kind of unstable in all ways, health-wise, mental, emotional, spiritual. So I'm getting that type of energy, like delusional and in the going towards that dark abyss type of way. Like, you're not following the light and it gets dimmer type of energy. Wow, so graphic, spirit. Okay, 11th house, friends, family, and like-minded groups and humanitarian beliefs. I'm getting that. Oh, this is so dark. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, Pal 6, but they really want to drive the idea home. Whoa. It's kind of too dark for me to hold. Okay, let me do it quickly. We got 611 here. Like, I'm getting like you're going to be holding on to the memories that you had of hanging out with your friends, your coworkers, when you had all this like, when you had all these ideas for helping people and helping the world and stuff like that. I feel like I'm hearing from your spirit guides, that like you can't go this dark, this deep into the dark if you didn't have that much potential for light. So for you specifically, someone who's more energy sensitive or someone who has more to achieve in this lifetime, has great potential, wasting that potential is stronger for you than folks that might not have that big a potential, you know? And so I'm getting like this energy of like, you're going to be like a shell of a person trying to remember, like only holding on to the memories of when you had those good connections, when you had those dreams. It's going to be nothing but a memory. Oh my God. Pile 6 energy. Oh my God. This is like oh, okay, let's move forward. But what happens if you don't? If you let go of this position or that role or that path? The Hierophant, you're going to go towards exactly what you're supposed. This is destiny. This is the destiny type of card energy for me. This reading, the Hierophant, has really been destiny. Because I started off this reading, I don't know if you heard in the intro, but like I got this really profound vision of like the future, but with humanity at its spiritual height, but also its technological height. And the fact that my brain was able to see both of them coexisting in one vision, in one time and space, and like at once, it means it's possible. It means something happened. The timeline merge. Whoa. Something happened. Something shifted. That timeline came into existence. Before, it wasn't possible. It was a spiritual timeline, the 5D, and the 3D. But something happened where the two timelines just merged for humanity, which is why I was able to reach and pull that vision. Oh my God, like it was so strong. Like I didn't know if my body was going to be able to handle it, but it came through. I knew I would be able to handle it, but my body was pushed further than it ever has been before. But they kept assuring me like you can handle it, and then those visions came through, and I'm like, whoa. So something must have clicked in the collective, that because that timeline is possible, those visions are possible. Which is why I keep getting the Hierophant now, which is like the spiritual masculine energy. That this physical realm is finally accepting or can express its more spiritual aspects in the physical. Interesting. My ear is ringing right now. Hold on, let me see what Spirit has to say. Okay, so I pulled a couple of cards, and it was like resistance to change, reluctance to embrace change or let go, and releasing what no longer serves you, even if it's painful. Oh my goodness. That was the 4 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords that came up with that earring. Both about like releasing, even if you're reluctant, and letting go. Resistance to change, embrace the change and let go. Oh yeah, and this is the the Galaxy Tarot app. The definition of those 2 cards that I got. Oh, okay. So this is kind of like, this might apply to you right now, Pile 6, because like you're probably making that change like of sticking with like 3D, which is going to become darker and darker than you could have imagined, staying in a 3D role, or going into the 5D. And this is kind of reflecting the collective right now too, like the 3D 5D split. What happens if people, because you have free will here, and even though this physical realm, Earth is ready to move into 5D, there's those who are going to resist. And so Spirit is saying, don't resist. Flowers, be generous. Successful and emotional fulfillment are yours. They're saying be generous with Hierophant, your purpose. Being in a teacher role. They're saying be kind and generous. Success twice. Assured with good plans and hard work. There is, I'm getting like there's like hard work in creating this new paradigm, obviously, but in terms of this role, frying pan, trouble and accusation. And this with this 11th house, I am getting like it's gonna be kind of troublesome, because I do feel like this has to do with your community, the people around you. Like I'm getting this energy of like people not allowing people to eat at certain restaurants. You know, like that, like back in the day when they didn't like a new group of people coming to the area, they'd be like, this group of people are not allowed in this restaurant or this business or something like that. There's that type of vibe. I'm hearing that you might have to endure, but like it's not like you're gonna have to. It's not like really gonna be tough for you because bread, you're the one who's doing. You're in the authentic energy. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. There's no right or wrong, but like you're in the right. You're going in the right path for you, and so you're gonna be in this energy of success, prosperity, and abundance. And you have a leg up in this business because you know you've already been through this. You kind of know what the people need right now and how you can make it, you know, how you can make your business successful. So I do feel like you have plans and it's like a good business plan. And Spirit is saying, be nice. Be nice and be generous. Like, you know exactly what I'm getting. Like, you get a business idea, or you get an opportunity in a new line of work or business that is exactly right up the alley for you. It uses your talent, skills, or natural abilities, talents, and interests. And you kind of already know, like, this is going to be the future trend. This is what people are going to be needing and wanting in the near future, sooner rather than later. And you're going to be successful in it. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of hard work, but like you don't mind it because you know it will be successful. You have good plans, and it's going to bring in a lot of prosperity and abundance and success for you. But the Spirit's saying, like, be kind. Don't be like too selfish and like trying to get as much money off of people. Like, the purpose of this is to help others. And kind as possible. You know, if they're kind of, there's this video I saw the other day, and it's like, someone was just like, yeah, like this group of people, they're so stupid because they don't understand why this is happening and like why this is bad. And they're just kind of projecting. It's like, they're frustrated with their own lack of understanding. So they're taking it on people who they don't understand. And it's kind of like the other group understands, and they're not calling the other group stupid, and they're not lashing out like a child, because the adult way to go about something that you don't understand is by learning, by having conversations, by researching and being curious and trying to figure out what it is about this you want to understand. And so it's kind of like this group is having to be like kind of the teacher or parent that's not going to call the other group stupid, but instead hold space for them and trying to, you know, speak the truth or show different perspectives. But, you know, the person who's calling and pointing and calling everyone else stupid, it's like, you know, be careful, because even though there might be some loving and understanding people who are willing to hold space out there, not everyone is, and not for a very long time, unless they're like your family and neighbor and friends, but even them. So it's like, be careful if you're yelling and shouting. We're in this kind of like, I don't know, this weird time in technology where we're connecting to a lot of people, and people think it's okay to just like yell and shout and they forget how to be polite. They forget how to be kind and open-minded, and like they don't think they need to behave properly. They forget how to control their emotions, or it's like just people who are yelling at a camera. It's like, or at a person. It's like you kind of forget there is like a real person behind that screen, or that body, that crowd that would like a civilized conversation. No one likes to be yelled at, even if they feel like they can handle it. It's just because they've gone through the mature, like they've grown themselves, but no one likes to be yelled at. No one. So there's that energy of like, be careful, politics. I know you have the upper hand now, and you want to just give it back to dish it back to people who dished it to you. But it's like kind of like, you're gonna be making a bunch of money off of these people, and the purpose of this business was to help more people. So don't forget that. Not like you would anyway, but this kind of like, this is like your spirit guide being like, yeah, politics, you got this, and like, and love, yeah, the whole point of it is just to kind of bring around more love. Anything else for you? Death, let go and let God, I'm hearing. And find the people who can work with you on this. It could be beneficial. Even if you start working on this by yourself, it will be beneficial to find other people to work on this with. And I feel that happens very soon after. So you do start working on this by yourself first. It's a risk, but you endure that risk. So you do start working on it by yourself. There's a lot of angels here. So there's a lot of support from the other side for you. And I feel it very strongly for you, pals. Like they're right here, like in front of my face. Like they're surrounding me, like very strong. Like literally they made my ear ring so they can give me more messages for you. Like seriously. You have a lot of money coming to you, pile 6. But it's so you can set up these new systems. So nothing is in your way, that you have no issue setting up these new systems. Moon, imagination. So you can take your imaginations to its limit. So don't worry about like, yeah, we got buildings there. I would say like, wait, so don't worry about like practical things, the business side. And they're like, no, you're going to be doing the practical side, the business side. So you're going to be literally building new businesses. You're going to be literally building new towns, new cities, new buildings, new ways of building things. I saw boats flying. Yeah, boats. Yeah, anchor. Long lasting. So your ideas are more practical and long lasting. You're getting a lot of money, so there's like new ways of doing things that are better, more humane, more natural, benefit of all kind of thing. So your ideas are way more practical. You're getting the money to make these physical things happen sooner rather than later. It is hard work. So we got hard work 3 times, but that's because you're taking on real practical, long-lasting things. Like you're replacing like any like low quality, I don't know, chairs, and making sure that they are high quality, handcrafted, like that kind of, like the food industry, for example, like making sure the food is healthy. If you're making products, making sure that they're like the highest quality, good for all, doesn't pollute, that type of thing, like from the ground up. Like you're really redoing a lot of these industries. You're part of that, one or more. There's one that you're going to get the idea for right away, and it has to do with your home or community, or something physical, or like that furniture, but something that is in people's homes. Yeah, so that's going to be number 1. It might be technology. What is it? Okay, I got October and new home, new attitude. Okay, so I do feel like the money spirit is saying like put towards a home first, and then something practical will come out of that. Like you'll get an idea when you move that new home, or you build that new home, something will come to light that you're like, hey, homes should be made this way, or people should have this in their homes, or improved or better version of this. Like your home is going to be the inspiration for that first project, that you're like, this needs to be redone. Like this needs to be done in a way where it lasts for a long time, that it's practical and made cheaper so people can afford it, but made with high level quality so it lasts a long time, and it actually helps people, and it's like natural, organic, and doesn't harm the environment, doesn't harm people, doesn't involve waste, like that type of energy. So your home, what you first invest in with your new ton of money, is going to be the inspiration for this new thing that you're going to invent or innovate. reinvent, make a better version of, or improve, or like the way it should have been done, kind of. That's the type of energy I'm getting. All right, pile 6. Okay, and then let me just check one more thing, and that's gonna lead to, yeah, I feel like after that it's kind of like then you could do something fun. Spirit's like, as long as you do that one practical big thing, then you can take on more creative projects if you want, or something. But I feel like with you, you're going to have a lot of ideas and you're going to be able to play around with it, you know. But Spirit's saying, like, if everyone that comes across this pile makes that one major change, like really improve, except it has to do something with the home. If you make that big change, like everything else will fall into place. Like if everyone kind of contributes to one physical change being improved, like all the light workers, starseeds, whatever, like if you make change one physical thing so it's better in the future, then the rest of it can be like spiritual, creative, whatever you want. But that one thing that has to do with home, because that living situation is going to be really conducive to like creating a 5D home, like something to do with like helping family, helping your health, helping your community, helping home, something to improve physical in the home. It could be something small, like a new version of a chip clip or something, but like something that, like, you know, you change it so that it's always it's improved, like it continues being made in that better way into the future, and make that small change, and then you can do whatever after. All right, pile 6, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate like a comment. Let me know that you picked pile 6 if you want to, if this resonated, just because it helps me out. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 7. Looking at, is this role aligned with you right now? So we're going to look at the energy around you and this role or job to see if this is the right pile for you, if you want some extra confirmation. And then how aligned is this role or job work for you right now? And then what happens if you take this role or stay in this role, or if you don't? So let's start with the energy around this role and you right now. So you can pick up on if this message is for you. Anxiety in reverse. Oh, I'm getting like so even keels. Like I feel like you are not worried about anything right now. You've reached a place in your energies where you just feel at peace, and it's kind of more consistent. I think I'm getting like you're even surprised, like even in this moment, even if you're very excited or nervous or can feel a lot of emotion. I'm getting this positive, like you're able to handle it. I'm getting like you're surprised at how well you're handling the unknown, the influx of strong energies, how well you can control all the different emotions, some strong, some not, going on simultaneously for you right now. I definitely am picking up for you, pile 7, like a ton. Oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. Like a ton of energy, a ton of emotion, but it's like really, a lot of them are very positive emotions. But like for some reason, you're still staying very calm. But it's not like you have to force yourself or pretending that nothing is going on. You're able to like feel your emotions, feel this intense amount of energy or strong energies or many energies, and still feel at like light or calm or steady or stable. And I am getting like warm cheeks, so I do feel like you definitely sense a lot of energy and emotions, but it's like I'm getting this bizarre feeling of like, yeah, like you can feel the energies, but then kind of take yourself out of it and be aware of the energies too, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so I'm getting like you don't know what this energy is, only that it's very strong. New beginnings, yeah. That it is the beginning of something new. I'm hearing this energy of like you have champagne on ice. there's this energy of like, you know, you're gonna be celebrating soon. Maybe this opportunity or a new role has already come in for you, or it's about to, because I am getting the sense of like anticipation. So like, I don't feel like this is completely in your energies yet, but you sense it very strongly. Yeah, for some of you, you kind of know this position or role. Maybe it's something that you've been kind of eyeing, you know, like maybe you know that someone might be leaving your work and you kind of want their position, or that they're going to be looking for a new, like, vice president, I'm hearing soon, or something like that, or new manager, or like something where you have everything set and ready to go. Then once this like resource comes in, you're ready to kind of jump on this new idea or business or opportunity. I'm hearing waiting in the wings. Waiting in the wings. Yeah. I feel like for some of you, you might know what this could be, and it's like not available yet, but you have a sense like when it is available, you're going to be ready. Or maybe it's something that you already have in the bag. Like maybe it's like an aunt or uncle who's like, oh yeah, like anytime you want, like, you know, to take over this business, like it's all yours, something like that. Like, or, you know, if you want a job, like just come by, and, you know, I can set you up or something like that. There's like that type of energy. It's like you got it in the bag, or like something's about to open up in your company, you know it, or something like that. Or like you have your business ready to go. It's like once like this last thing falls into place, you're ready to launch or something like that. For some of you, know, but some of you don't. Again, most of you don't know. It's like a 70. Again, number 5 and 8 as well. But you feel like it's around the corner. Like you feel so, like you're just waiting in the wings. Like you're about to go on stage. You're ready to kind of do your thing. Okay, so you get the gist. You get the energy around this. Okay, so how aligned is this current or next role, job, work for you right now? Victory. Completely, absolutely aligned. This like beginnings card is kind of very victorious too, with the rich reds and oranges and yellows. Like this is like a physical victory. This is something that people can publicly see that you are successful in. So this is like a public role, and it's a really good rank or status where people know that you've succeeded. Very physically visible. North Star in reverse. Flip your inner light switch and came out in reverse. You already have. That's why this is being aligned to you right now. So you must have felt kind of something click for you, where you came into your more authentic energies, or more of who you are now in your life than you ever have been before. You're more yourself than you ever have been before. Something has switched and clicked, and you feel it and you sense it and you know it. You've become more of yourself, more confident, knowing in the direction that you're going in, even if you don't know exactly what that direction is, and that you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing at this time. There's a level of confidence that's like impenetrable right now. And this is physical victory. People are going to be seeing you in a different light. And if you're thinking, oh yeah, just maybe my friends or people I tell, no, everyone's going to be able to see you, and you're going to come off like very strong, very, very good looking, very beautiful, very strong energy. Whether you want to be seen or not, you're going to be, and you're going to look good. Even if some of you, I'm hearing, like would rather have had this happen privately or secretly, or maybe not made a big deal, it is. It's going to be made a big deal. It's going to be like a parade on the streets. Like people are going to be able to see you. You're going to look good though. You're going to look really good. It's going to be hard for people not to see you. So I feel like this is going to be more people in your life that you might not even know are going to see you in this position, in this role, than you might have even liked or guessed or cared for, or yeah. But you're ready for it. Like, I think this is something that would induce anxiety in someone who is very extroverted or very comfortable with the public light. It would make even that kind of person like anxious, right? But you're in this limelight and you're not anxious at all. You know how to handle yourself. You know, you're comfortable. You're ready for this. And I feel like even though you're like kind of thrown in this light like very quickly, and maybe not have cared for it to be this like widely seen, you are, and it is. You can't hide your light, and you don't care to hide your light anymore. Even if I'm hearing unforeseen circumstances, like even if you didn't realize what turning on your light meant, or would do, I think you're getting the hint very quickly. You're starting to see what it means very quickly, and you're not inclined to shut off your light or to hide it. It's like you're ready. You're like, okay, if this is what happens when you become your true authentic self as powerfully as possible, this is the consequences. And you're like, I'm not hating it. You might not particularly care for it, but it's something that you can handle. More than handle, you can thrive in it. Okay. I'm hearing even if it takes like a second to get used to that. Okay, so what happens if you take this role or stay in this role? And what happens if you don't? Okay, so if you go in this role, 10 of Swords in reverse. Endings in reverse, and then beginnings. Alpha Omega is like a really strong like end of a cycle and beginning of a cycle. It's gonna be like hard. It's like you know when your life changes so dramatically almost overnight or so quickly that it kind of takes a second to kind of adjust, because it's like your life is completely different now and there's no going back, and you know it, and it's so like obvious that you kind of have to take a beat. This is kind of one of those moments where you know you go viral or your name gets out there, you know, a bunch of people know who you are overnight, or you attain overnight success with whatever you're selling or putting out there. Yeah, I feel like it's more career oriented, because I'm like, oh, is it like having a baby, getting married? And it's like, no, it's more career, work related. Yeah, it's kind of like once you're out there, like you can't put it back in the bottle kind of thing. And so it takes a second, because like you're gonna want to like look back to your old life and be like, oh yeah, like this is gonna be different, this is gonna be different, like just kind of like be aware of it and like kind of take note of like how your life is gonna be different and to adjust. You know, it takes a second, so I feel like you take the time to adjust. And Square, challenges, situations, but in a reverse. So again, like I got from Spirit, like you don't get anything kind of in your way. You kind of seamlessly slip into this new role, even though it's very public facing, a very big and different energy, or almost immediately. Again, it's not challenging, it's just different, I'm hearing. Like you kind of get this feeling of like there's no going back, but like, you know, you have to kind of do the inner work with that, otherwise it'll show up in weird ways later. So it will behoove you to kind of take a second, pile 7, and just like recognize that your life is completely different, and that like this is not going to be the same, this is going to be different. It like to kind of sit with yourself and like kind of go over that and review that is going to be extremely helpful as you kind of step into this new role. So like your spirit team is kind of like strongly encouraging you that when this happens, that you take a couple of weeks off and go on vacation, or just stay at home, and just kind of sit with the fact that your life is completely different now, and like all that encompasses it. Like you don't have to do every like nitty gritty detail, but like it will highly benefit you if you go through it now rather than it show up in weird ways later. So yeah, as much as you can, just thinking about it. Not like some people like doing inner work and doing it like hours a day. Some people are just more casually, as you make lunch, as you go out for ice cream, whatever. It doesn't have to be like a high stress or extreme kind of thing. It's just like I'm getting like specifically 2 weeks or close to 2 weeks. Like it would really, really help you to just focus on nothing but how your life is completely different. And it really, 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 really benefit you if you do it right before you step into this new role, or like right at the beginning of when you're stepping into this role, rather than waiting, because then you can get so busy, caught up, and it'll show up in weird ways. So like address it with yourself, all your inner versions of yourself, your inner child, your inner teenager, inner young adulthood, young adult, with your shadow aspect, your dark angel, your protector, your parental type energy, with your guides, with your past or loved ones, with even the energies of like, the connections you have, your friends and family, your coworkers, with your body, with your environment, whatever's changed, like, or is going to change, like it will really, really, really benefit you if you kind of connect to these energies and like being like, hey, things are changing, things have changed, it's a great thing, it's gonna help us evolve. This is how it's good for in this angle and that angle, and go through like the different versions of yourself, not just like your inner child and inner teenager and stuff like that, but also like your business aspect, but also in terms of your romantic love life, and in terms of your health and your spiritual growth, like all, just go through all like the aspects. How will it physically look different? Like look at the details in your life, like wake up, you wash your face, and like how will that look different? How you go about lunch, are you gonna get busier? Are you gonna make sure you concentrate on home cooked meals? Are you gonna get like help with that? Are you gonna make an effort for that? Like all these kinds of things, like if you think about it now, it will so benefit you before you take on this role fully. Does that make sense? Okay, and so then what happens if you don't take this role? Page of Cups. There are some of you who kind of are so, like a smaller percentage, but they're so happy with just being content in your life and being at peace in your life for once, and not having extreme anxiety and stuff like that, that you kind of just want to like play with that for a little bit, like before you step into the new role. Like I feel like you might kind of like, hey, I just want to have like a shack at the beach and like serve drinks at the ocean bar for like the tiki bar for like a second, like this, there's the energy of like just enjoying that peace for a little while, which is totally fine. Spirit is saying no judgment in reverse. So like no judgment. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. Yeah, bring peace. They're like, yeah, we get it. Like it brought peace to so many areas of your life, and you probably haven't felt that for a long time. That if you want to take a little longer than a couple of weeks, like take a little break, and it's kind of, you're kind of allowed that before you start this new position. Spirit saying like that's totally fine. You can definitely do that. Will this role be waiting for you? This position be waiting for you? The thing is, yeah, it comes in really quickly, and I feel like it's kind of that energy of like, when you're at peace, you kind of notice when people are not, and they're kind of in fight or flight, or they're kind of like, come on, let's go, we have to go, like, hurry up, like we're gonna miss this, we're gonna, like, like the people who are kind of like that, or like where you just kind of chilled out and like someone can't like sit with their emotions or something like that, like, and they have to be moving and thinking about something, doing something, working on something because they can't sit with like their emotions and stuff. I definitely get that type of energy. Like, this position, this role, or the people in it are going to want you to start sooner rather than later. But you can see something they can't see. And I feel like this is going to, always be there for you. You're not going to take forever, but like, I feel like, I'm getting this energy with the 5-5. Wow, are you kidding me? 5-5-5. So you understand that this is like a really significant change. So this is kind of a situation where, like, maybe not everyone related to this new position is in the 5D mindset. Maybe they're more in the 3D mindset. So they're like kind of like don't understand what you're doing. But like, this is such a significant change that it's worth it for you to do the inner work in regards to it before stepping into this role fully and doing that inner work fully. And I think people who don't take the time to do the inner work as it comes up end up kind of pushing it back, and then it just kind of comes out in weird ways and explodes in their life, depending on the severity of it. And so it will behoove you, pile 7, 2. This is such a huge change in so many ways, to sit with it and do it. And what will the position or the people there think? Persevere and you will overcome problems. Yeah, there's something that you can see. Like, there's a reason they want you. It's like your vision. It's your ideas. Like, you're the one who has the key. Firecracker. Excitement. It's completely exciting. They're excited to have you on board. You're excited to get started on this. So they might not understand, or not everyone might understand. Younger, they're kind of young. Hi, Suki baby. Oh, okay. Sorry, Suki only comes in if it's a really high frequency reading. She just woke up from her nap. Okay, Suki. One second. Sorry, she just... Suki. Okay. So I do feel like it's just kind of younger energies, like maybe people who don't understand, like, they may not be as like spiritually far along as you, mentally, emotionally far along as you, to understand, like, this is how you become the visionary. This is how you become the leader, is you do the inner work. That's how you strengthen your intuition. That's how you kind of can see the long-term vision. And that's why you're so valuable, and that's why people want you. That's why you're like the one that they can't start this new project or this new work without you on. But that's what makes you so intuitive. That's what makes you so strong and valuable, is because you take the time out to do things like this. So they might not understand, but will they wait for you? Marriage, they can't they can't start without you, or they can't like reprimand you for it or be mad at you for it. Like, you're the leader here. You're the head honcho. You're the CEO. You're the president. You're the person this is all based around, or this new project or this new section, department, whatever. That obviously, like, they're gonna have to give you those 2 weeks at minimum before you start this new thing, right? It's your idea. It's your thing. When you're ready is when you'll be ready. So we got young man, we turns into a man. In fact, like, with this process that you go through, this inner work, your guys are really hardcore highlighting this inner work that you have to do. You will evolve them. You'll make them see like they should be doing something similar when they have like an extremely major change like this in their life. So by you sticking up for what you know what you're supposed to do, you're going to help those right away before you even enter the role, showing them how things are going to be done, how things from your perspective should be done, and what you will allow for or don't allow for, and how this might be different, and a positive change from how things were done before. Dagger, fear, worries, tense situations. Yeah, I do feel like you're cutting through their fears and their worries, and by you being so calm and chill, you're like, you can see that this is this person's fears, this person's worry, this is why this person is tense, and you're kind of like, now that you're on the other side of this kind of energy, you're kind of like, yeah, I've been there, I get it, but like, just like watch nothing happen for 2 weeks, and then watch how everything kind of comes together after that. Like you're kind of like showing them like a magic trick a little bit, like watch what happens when you take care of your inner work first. Like watch what happens when you don't just impulsively make a decision or a business decision, or try to combine everything, merge everything right away. Like watch what happens if you take this time. A lot of people aren't patient, and they think that with time is money and this and that, and like it's just like, watch when you do it a little bit different. And this is why you were brought in. This is why you are the leader. This is why you started this, or whatever. In box, you will receive a gift. And then what is this gift? Just wrap up this reading. Broken ring. Parting of the ways in either romance or business. So we got marriage, and then we got business. So something is happening. Dog barking. Advice from a friend. Oh, and in this time, there will be someone in that company or something that you are going to be letting go of, because they can't, you're going to see after your 2 weeks when you come back that they were the weakling, that they're not going to be able to change with you. Good news. Yeah. Like I'm hearing, oh my gosh, so many things. This inner work period is going to do so much more than that one thing. That's why it's the divine, because it's one thing, but it has many purposes, right? It's also the 2 weeks or whatever, however long you take to start this or whatever, move forward with this. Also clears out any energies that doesn't resonate with your new leadership or with your new goal or vision. So any person or projects or system that was in place before you came through, or any preconceived notions of what was going to happen that does not resonate with you, is going to leave. It's going to be cleared out before you come in after taking those 2 weeks minimum. I'm hearing for some people 2 months or something. Yeah. Maybe to set up maybe I'm getting married with, maybe you want to get things settled with your partner or family or home before you move into this like thing. Maybe for some of you, it's not just inner work. You want to kind of make peace with the place you worked before, or the place you lived before, or your community, or letting people know like, hey, you're going to be away for a while, or kind of like, closing out the old cycle properly or something. Maybe you want to get married and go on a honeymoon and stuff like that. Maybe because this is going to take up so much of your time, and you want to do it properly with enough time. Building a new home, or if you have to move or something like that. There's something like you want to do it properly. Maybe you're having a kid and you want to give some time to that before you kind of step into this new role. Something about like family, or leaving the old things like in the proper way. Setting up like kind of like I'm hearing transport, maybe like figuring out a way that you will be able to keep up any pre-existing connections or situations that you want to bring with you in this new life. Yeah, and so in this meantime, it clears out anything that is not good for you. So when you come back, you can let go of those people, those systems, those things that weren't aligning with this new regime. I'm hearing this new rulership. It's not a dictatorship, but I'm getting like this kind of energy of like things are going to be done differently. And it does seem like you are the 5D leader of this group who are willing to move with your vision and ways of doing things. And you're going to be able to release people who aren't, or things that were done in the past in this place or in this type of thing before release it before you even get started. So that's why Spirit kept saying, like, and emphasizing the importance of this, like, 2 weeks minimum. It could be 2 months, it could be 6 months, maybe you take some time, maybe it's 2 years. It's your business and you're ready to get it started when you want to. Maybe you want to get, some capital in, maybe you want to set some stuff up, maybe you want to take your time setting some stuff up before you go. However you want to do it, it's up to you. Pile 7, okay, let's see. 9 months from now, yeah, so that's kind of, that's why I'm getting, like, before you start this project, which is like kind of like a baby, like, I think you might want to deal with some stuff. Going too fast, slow down, take your time. Yeah, it's like there's no rush. Even though if they're asking you to rush and get things started sooner rather than later, you know better. This is why you're in charge. And there's some stuff that you have all the time in the world to do as well as you want it before you step into this new role. Last card here. Yeah, it's a new world, and I'm getting, like, before you step through the door fully, you might want to kind of look back and just kind of look at where you've been. Maybe see what you want to pack and bring with you, and how you're going to do that. And say goodbye fully if you want to, or take a moment in whatever ways you want to with whoever and wherever is meaningful to you. And then when you're ready, you're going to be ready, because the door is right there. It's already open. When you're ready, it's going to be ready to go. So you can take your time. How much time? It's in the future, yeah. Again, as much time as you want by the end of the month. So yeah, for most of you, it's going to be like a little less than a month that you take off. Next couple of weeks, yeah, 2 weeks or a little bit longer if you want. October, getting that like 8-9 months kind of energy for most of you to kind of take your time and get it ready the way you want it to. Next spring, so like, yeah, even up to like a year, 12, 13, 14 months if you want. Or, yeah, why? Yeah, because this is like something like marriage. I'm getting like this is something that you're like committed to, and you're the visionary. You're the priestess. Like, you're the one who's gonna be. You're the main role. It can't happen without you. So it's on your terms, and you have to get comfortable with the fact that it's on your terms, and you can take as much time as you want, and it's always gonna be in the divine timing. You're working with divine timing, and like maybe a lot of people that you're working with don't get that. Some people are going to grow with you. Some people, don't worry, there might be some people who are on that do get you and will advocate for you. That take care, enemies are working against you, but it came out in reverse. So I'm getting like anyone who's not aligned with this vision and your truth is going to leave, and there are people behind the scenes doing I'm hearing dirty work for you. So there's people sticking up for you. There's people who's taking note of people who might be showing that they're impatient or not willing to work with others or not really the best for this type of work moving forward. So there's a lot of advantages for you kind of doing this type of work. I got danger in terms of money matters, and then great happiness. I'm getting you're the bear. Oh, so you are here sitting pretty, and people are. One of the complaints people might have is that like, oh, you have money, so you don't have to worry about if you need to work or not, and stuff like that. And you're off here like on a honeymoon or building your new home, and you're happy, but like you don't care about these other people who might need a job and blah 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 and this that. Take that time out. You're gonna see all the people who are not right, all the things that aren't gonna work for you in the near future, immediately. Something about short-term work. Oh, weed out. Interesting. Oh my gosh. I think you set up smart, pile 7. 7 is smart. Be aware of greed and money problems. Ooh, I think you purposely set something up. Pile 7. Like in the meantime, like you might have like a small project or task, or like getting resources, getting capital, or getting the right employees, something like that. You set up something for the current employees to work on, not with the complete intention to see who might not be good long term, but with that being part of intention. Part of the intention is to kind of keep the money flowing, because like you understand these are working people who want food for their families, but at the same time, like you get to see, it's kind of like, you know, when your boss isn't there and like you get to see who continues working, who might slack off, who might leave early or something like that. It's that type of energy. It's like you get to see what people do when you're not there, or when they're giving a certain task that they might think that it's beneath them, or when you take your time on doing something, will they have trust and that you know why you're doing this? Like that's that type of energy, like to kind of test people, but like not with intention of fully just testing them. It's like to kind of get the work flowing, but also as a test, you know. All right, pile 7, that's enough. I think you got so many different things going on. It all stems from this peace that you're feeling, ready to lead, and taking the time to do things in your own divine timing for purposes that you know that you're teaching others as well. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate like a comment. Let me know if you just picked this pile. Just put pile 7 in the comments just to let me know if you picked this pile. It helps me out a lot. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. And I wish you much love and light.